Good evening. Today we'll be studying the 11th chapter of Hilchot Gerushin. In this chapter, we'll deal with three extremely interesting topics, all of which have halacha lema'aseh. Most of which have halacha lema'aseh ramifications. The first topic we'll talk about is mi'un and the refusal of a minor girl to marry someone to whom she was betrothed to marry. This is something that probably doesn't have much halacha lema'aseh ramifications. The second item that we'll discuss in this chapter is the prohibition of returning one's divorcee and remarrying her. And the third topic this chapter will deal with is hamtana, or the waiting period an individual must wait after marrying certain types of women, for example, a gerusha or an almana. B'ezrat Hashem will discuss all of these in this chapter. Hilchot Gerushin, Perek Yod Aleph, the 11th chapter of Hilchot Gerushin. En halacha aleph, en nos'in ketana. As we mentioned before, one should not marry a woman who is a minor. We mentioned this previously in Hilchot Ishut Perek Gimal. A couple of reasons given is because, first of all, is because it's not clear that her intent and her will is to marry this individual, and second of all, because she isn't really able to have children. As you mentioned before, someone should marry a woman with whom you could have children unless they did the mitzvah of piriyah ורבייה. והנושא קטנה יתומה ולא רצת בבעל, הרי זו ממאנת והולכת ואינה צריכה ממנו גט, שאין קידושי קטנה קידושין גמורים כמו שביארנו. And someone who married a woman who was an orphan, and the husband, and she did not want to marry the husband, she has the right to refuse and can leave him, and she does not require a get to marry him, because as we mentioned, the kiddushin of a minor are not full-fledged kiddushin, as we mentioned in Hilchot Ishut, Perek Daled, Halacha Het. So to a minor girl, who her father married her off, and she became a widow, meaning her betrothed husband died, or if she was divorced while she was a ketana, she is considered as a yetoma, even though her father is still alive. The ramification of this is that she is not under the reshut of her father, because when she married, she left her father's domain, and she has her own rights and is not again under the wing of the father. And if she did marry while she was a ketana and her father is still alive, she can do mi'un and refuse to marry the individual. A woman who is deaf mute, even though she was married only midivre soferim, just similar to how a minor girl would be married, and she does not have the right to refuse. Chachamim did not establish for her the right of mi'un, because people won't hold back or be hesitant from marrying someone who is deaf mute. As it is, they would have a harder time getting married back in the day. And also, a ketana has a time limit and a deadline of 12 years. Once she reaches 12 years old, her right of mi'un disappears. And if we say for a hereshet that she does have the rights of mi'un, there would be no time limit for when she can refuse. Halacha bet, ממאנת היא הקטנה, בין מן האירוסין, בין מן הנישואין, בין בפני בעלה, בין שלא בפניו. A ממאנת, someone who can exercise this right of refusal, is a girl who is a minor, whether she was in the state of an arusa or whether she was in the state of a nisu'ah, whether it was in the presence of her husband, whether the mi'un was not in the presence of her husband. And just as she can exercise the right of mi'un with her husband, so too she can exercise this right with a yabam. And she can refuse this husband and marry someone else. And she can subsequently refuse the second husband, and so to she can also refuse the third husband, even if she does this multiple times. As long as she is a ketana, she has this right of mi'un, and obviously this was done to protect the rights of the girl. אף על פי שהיא נשואה והלכה ונתקדשה לאחר שהיא קטנה, קידושיה הן מיעוניה. If a woman did not exercise formally her right from mi'un, even if she was a nesu'ah and went and became mikudeshet to someone else while she was a ketana, the second kiddushin are treated as her refusal and her mi'un from the first husband, and she is mikudeshet to the second guy. Halacha Gimal. And how long can a girl exercise this right of mi'un? So long as she is a minor. Until she reaches the age of a na'ara, or or until we know that she is an ailonit. When does this apply? This is only said when the husband did not have relations with her after she was 12 years old in one day. But if she reached this age and they did have relations, as we mentioned in Hilchot Ishut, Perek Aleph Halacha Bet, because bi'ah, sexual relations, acquires a woman mehat Torah, harezo enah mema'enet, she cannot exercise her right of mi'un anymore. And we don't require an examination in regards to mi'un, because the presumption is that she brought signs of that she is a na'ara. Halacha Dalet. Hare shenivdeka. If she was examined, again, the examination is done by two women, obviously not by two men, and we don't find that she had simanin, signs of puberty. Because of the fact that she that she had relations after she reached the time in which the signs of puberty would typically appear, we suspect that the simanim came and disappeared. Therefore, she requires a get misafek because of this doubt. If she exercises her right of mi'un after she was examined and was mekudeshet to another individual, tericha get misafek, she requires a get from the second individual misafek. Ve'im niset mizeh umizeh havalat sefek mamzer mishnehem. And if she did marry a second guy, she must leave both of them, and the child from both, if he was born, is a sefek mamzer. And the reason we require a get misafek from the second husband is because while she had relations with the first one, she was considered a na'ara, thereby making her mikudeshet me'at Torah. And the reason, again, that she needs to leave both husbands is because of the fact she was safek nisu'ah from the first one, and she is safek nisu'ah to the second one. Halacha he. Ketana shelo ma'ana v'higdila. A minor girl who didn't do mi'un and grew up, af al pi v'higdila, and higdila means she became a na'ara, af al pi shelo be'ala mishen na'asa bat shetem 10 shana v'yom echad, hare zo ena mema'enet shehare higdila. Even if the husband did not have relations with her once she reached the age of 12 years and 1 day, she cannot, she loses this right of mi'un, because again, she became a gedulah, and she reached the age of adulthood. And as we mentioned, the rights of mi'un are only relevant for a girl who um, who is a ketana. וצריכה גט מדברי סופרים, שהרי לא בא עליה אחר שהגיעה לשני נערות, עד שנחוש לה שמה הביאה סימנים ותהיה ספק מקודשת, ולא בא עליה אחר שהגדילה, כדי שתהיה אשת איש גמורה, ונמצאת שאינה צריכה גט אלא מנישואי קטנות, שהם מדברי סופרים. Even if the husband again did not have relations with her once she became 12 days and 12 years and 1 day old, she again loses her right of mima'enet, because she reached the age of a gedulah, and she requires a get midirabanan, because since her husband did not have relations with her after she reached ne'arut, there isn't any reason for us to suspect that that she brought signs of puberty. Therefore, she would whereby she would have been considered safek mekudeshet, and she didn't, and the husband did not have relations with her after she was a gedulah, because if she would, it would have made her it would have fully made her an eshet ish. And we find in this, because of this, that she only needs a get because she was married, she was betrothed while she was a ketana. And as we mentioned before, the marriage to a ketana are only midirabanan, and here the husband did not fully consummate the marriage. Lefikach chavav im amda v'nitkadesha achar shegadla. If she reached she became a gedolah, and she proceeded to marry someone else, and to be mekudeshet to someone else. Tofsin ba kiddusha, the second husband's kiddushin are take effect. The im geresh harishon yichnos hasheni, and if the first husband did kiddushin, the second husband can do kinus and can consummate the marriage. Aval im geresh sheni lo yekayem rishon, but if the second one the second husband divorced her, she cannot go back to her original husband. Shema yomeru, because people might say that this first husband went back and took back his gerusha after she was me'oreset, which is an isur mehatorah, as we'll see Be'ezat Hashem in halacha yod bet of this chapter. And if the second husband had relations with her prior to the first husband divorcing her, because she must leave both husbands, because it's similar to the case in which a woman heard that her husband died, when he said, and she went and married someone else, and then her husband appeared. This entire situation was discussed in the previous chapter, halacha he. But the child from the second husband is not considered a mamzer. But if the first husband had relations with her before the second one divorced her, she is fully considered an eshet ish, and the child from that would be a full-fledged mamzer. What are the qualifications of a girl who requires mi'un? Mibat shesh ad bat eser bodkin ota lefi yofi da'ata. From when she is 6 until she is 10 years old, we examine her to see her mental capacity. Im yodat tishmor kiddusheha v'shehen kiddushin, לא שתשמור אותן כמו שמשמר את האגוז והתמרה וכיוצא בהן, הרי זו צריכה מיעון. If she knows that she has to take care of her of whatever item was given to her as a result of the kiddushin, whether it be money or a shetar that she was mekudeshet with, and that she knows that she has to take care of it and guard it, not in the same way she would guard a date or an almond or anything of this sort. She does in fact require mi'un. But if she does not know how to guard the token received from the kiddushin, she does not require mi'un. Rather, she goes back to her mother's house, and it's as if she was never mikudeshet in the first place. And if she was less than 6 years old, she does not. And even if she knows how to guard the item in which she was mekudeshet with, she does not require mi'un. Vitera al bat eser, afilu sechala beyoter tzericha mi'un. And if she was older than 10 years old, even if she was not the brightest of the bunch, she requires mi'un. V'chol mi shehisiuha acheha o keroveha o imah shelo leda'ata ena tzericha mi'un. And any girl who was married off by her brother or a relative of hers or her mother without her will or without her consent does not require mi'un. Halakha ketzad mema'enet. How exactly is this right of mi'un exercised? Omer bifnei shanayim. She says in the presence of two edim. En retzoni bifloni ba'ali. I do not want to be with this individual who is my husband. O en retzoni bekiddushin shekiddishuni imi o ahai. V'chayotze bidvarim elu. Or if she says that it is not my will in these kiddushin that my mother or my brother set up fixed for me or anything of this sort, that would indicate that would indicate that she would not want to be married to him. Even if there were guests in the house of her husband and she is standing serving them, and this implies that even if what Harambam here is saying is that even if she does things that a wife would typically do, and she is serving her husband's guest, and she says, even while she is acting the way a wife would typically act, if she says that she does not want this individual to be her husband, we recognize this mi'un, and it is considered as if she exercised her right, even though she is acting as her husband's wife. Halakha Hashenayim shemema'enet haketana bifnehem. The two individuals in which the ketana exercises her right of mi'un in their presence. Kotvin lah beyom peloni. Kotvin lah. They write the following for her. Beyom peloni me'ana pelonit bat peloni befanenu bifloni ba'ala. They must say on such and such day, so and so exercised her right of mi'un. So and so, the daughter of so and so, exercised her right in mi'un in our presence from so and so, her husband. And the people in which the mi'un was done in their presence sign the document, give it to her, and that is the formula of a get mi'un. Get mi'un eno keget hagirushin shenetinato megareshet. And a get mi'un is not similar to a regular get of divorce that the delivery result is what effectively makes her megoreshet. Ve'eno tzarich ketiva lishma velo mesira velo davar mimishpate get hagirushin. And a get mi'un does not require any of the requirements of a regular get, like writing the get for the wife or delivery or anything else that any of the other elements in which a regular get would require. Get shema yira'eh keget girushin lemi she'eno ela kema'aseh bet din. And we don't write the get mi'un in the same way or structure or form that a regular get would be written, because this would effectively result in her being prohibited to marry any of the kiruvim, this would result in the husband's um, prohibition of marrying any of her relatives. For example, her would result in in the husband's prohibition of of him marrying any of her relatives, because we don't want the get mi'un to be mistaken for a get Gerushin, because um, a get mi'un is only yes. A get mi'un is similar is similar to the act of a bedin. Halacha yod. Hashanayim shemema'enet bifnehem. The two individuals that the mema'enet and the mi'un is done in their presence. They must know the woman who is exercising the mi'un and the husband from whom she is refusing to be with. לפיכך כל מי שראה אותה שמענה ושמע מיוניה יש לו לכתוב לה גט מי'un אף על פי שאינן מכירין. Therefore, anyone who saw her exercise her right of mi'un and heard her do the mi'un can write the get mi'un for her, even if the two people even though the two witnesses don't necessarily know each other. No, sorry, even though the witness, does not know the woman. One second. Mehila. Yeah, sorry. So the two witnesses in whose presence the girl does the mi'un must know her and the husband who she is doing the mi'un with. Therefore, whoever sees her and hears her do the mi'un may write her the get mi'un even if he does not know her. And the Jewish people have the practice to write a get mi'un in the following structure and in the following formula. Halacha Yod Aleph. I'll read it through and I'll translate at the end in English. בכך בשבת וכך וכך יום בחודש פלוני שנת כך וכך למניין פלוני מענה פלונית בת פלוני בפנינו ואמרה שאמי או אחי התירוני והסיעוני או קידשוני ואני קטנה לפלוני בת פלוני והשתה גיליתי דעתי קודמכון דלה צוונה בה ולה קיימנה אמه ובת קנן פלונית דה והתברר לנה דעדיין קטנה היא וכתבנה וחתמנה והבנה לה וזכו ולראיה ברורה. On so and such day of the week and on such and such a month in such and such year, according to such and such, so and so, the daughter of so and so, has declared her refusal and her mi'un in our presence, and has said the following: that my mother or my my brothers have misled me, and have given me into marriage with someone, or they betrothed me, they did kiddushin to me while I was a minor, to so and so, the son of so and so, and I now reveal before you that my intention is that I do not want to be with him and will not live with him. And now this is from the perspective of the edim, and the edim say that they have examined so and so and what she said, and it became clear to them that she is still a minor, and we have given written and we have given and signed this document with clear evidence for her to that she exercised her right in the correct way, and with again clear evidence. Now, Harambam will shift gears to the second topic of this chapter, which is the prohibition for an individual to take back his divorcee. Someone who divorced his wife and his ex-wife became מקודשת to someone else, even though the second husband did not have relations with her and consummate the marriage, she is forbidden to go back to her first husband. And if the first husband took her back and had relations with her, he gets lashes Torah, capital pun gets lashes Torah, and we compel him and force him to dismiss her. As the Torah tells us in Sefer Devarim Perek Kaf Daled, that her first husband cannot be with her. The continuation of the pasuk is לא יוכל בעלה הראשון אשר שילחה לשוב לקחתה להיות לו לאישה אחרי אשר הוא טמאה כי תועבה היא לפני אדוני ולא תחתי את הארץ אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לך נחלה. זינת עם אחר כשהיא גירושה. If a woman, while she was married, did zenut, mehila. If a woman did zenut while she was megoreshet, this woman who did not remarry, rather did zenut with someone while she was again a divorcee, she may return to her first husband. As the Torah tells us, that when she leaves his house and she goes and is with another man, her being with someone else, which Chachamim interpreted that to mean that she was mikudeshet, that is what prohibits her to be with her first husband, not so much as if she does zinut while she was a megoreshet, which she would not be again mikudeshet to that person. Halacha Yod Gimel. Ubichlal lav ze, and included in this prohibition, shekol isha shezinat tahat ba'ala ne'esra al ba'ala veloke aleha, that any woman who does zenut while she is married to someone, she is forbidden to be with her husband after she does zenut. And the husband, if he yes, and he is yes, Hila, veloke aleha, and he receives the punishment on her of the he receives lashes Torah on her account. Shneimar, as it says, Ahare asher hutama'a, after the Torah tells us after she was defiled, Behare nitme'a, and she was obviously defiled if she did zinut while married. Ela imken hayeta eshet Yisrael sheneisra, unless she was married to unless she was the wife of a regular Yisraeli that was the victim of rape. Because if she was married to a Kohen, because if she was married to a Kohen, she is prohibited to, the Kohen is prohibited to remain married to her, and he must, even if she was, if she was the wife of a Kohen, and she was raped, the Kohen cannot be with her, and he is actually Hayav Malkut if he has relations with her. לפיכך, כל אישה שנאסרה על בעלה על ידי כינוי וסתירה, אם בעל אותה מכין אותו מכת מרדות, ואם עבר והחזירה אחר שגירשה, יוציא בגט. Therefore, any woman who was prohibited to her husband on account of kinui and setira, as Be'ezrat Hashem will see in Hilchot Sotah Perek Aleph, kinui is, okay, let me take a step backwards. If there was a woman that her husband suspected that she was cheating on him with another individual, and he warns her in the presence of two edim not that she is forbidden to have yihud or to be secluded with that individual. That is called kinui. And then um, two people see her secluded with the individual with whom the husband warned her and told her she is forbidden to be secluded with. That is called setira. Um, Kinui again is the warning, and setira is when she is actually found to have yihud with the individual that her husband told her not to be with. In this case, the woman would be forbidden to be with her husband until she is checked in the Bet Hamikdash with the Mayim Hame'arerim. So any woman um, who was forbidden to be with her husband after she was um, forbidden to be with him because of kinui and setira, he is liable for lashes matorah. Yes, and if again he had relations um, with his wife who is in the status of kinui and setira that she is forbidden to be with him, he gets makat mardut because we aren't sure if they had relations or not. If again they were simply found to be in yihud. Yotzi beget. But if he violated and took her back after being divorced with her, he must dismiss her and have her leave with a get. Halacha Yod Dalet. Heresh geresh birmiza kemo shebe'arnu. As you mentioned in Perek Bet, a heresh, someone who is deaf mute, can divorce his wife by way of gesture or remiza or some type of hinting with shrugging of the shoulder or something of that sort. And she went and married someone else who was heresh. And obviously we don't even need to mention if she remarried someone who is sound. She cannot go back and remarry her original husband who was a heresh. Because in the case of a pikeah, um, yes. Yeah, Asura lahzor leva'ala haheresh. She cannot go back and marry her original husband who was deaf mute, who divorced her. Aval ishto shlefikeh shenitgaresha ve'alcha v'niset haheresh v'nitgaresha muteret lahzor leva'ala. On the other hand, if a divorced wife of a normal man um, gets divorced and then she goes back and marries someone who's heresh and then she divorced him, she is permitted to go back to her original husband who was sound mentally, because as we mentioned, kiddushin to a heresh are not kiddushin mehat Torah and they aren't full-fledged kiddushin. Therefore, we consider as if she never remarried. Therefore, she may go back and marry her original husband. Halakha tet vav. Hamema'enet be'ish. Ena megoreshet mimeno. Someone who, if a girl did mi'un with someone, it's not considered that she is megoreshet from him. Vedinah im ba'ala sheme'anah bo kedinah im mishelo kidesha me'olam. And in regards to this husband that she did mi'un to, it's as if her relationship to that guy is the same to someone who never did kiddushin with her in the first place. Vehu mutar bikrovoteha. Mehila. He muteret bikrova, vehu mutar bikrovoteha. And she may marry any of his relatives, and he may marry her relatives. Velo pesala mina kehuna, and she is not disqualified to marry a kohen. ואם נישאת לאחר וגירשה האחר או מת או מענה בו, מותרת לחזור לראשון. And if she married someone else and that guy divorced her, or if he died, or if she refused to marry him, she may go back and marry the original person who was betrothed to her and with whom she did mi'un with. ולעוד, הלכה ט"ז, אלא אפילו גירשה הראשון והחזירה ומענה בו, ונישאת לאחר, אחר שמענה בו וגירשה האחר, מותרת לחזור לראשון. And not only this, rather, that if her first husband divorced the first guy, um, that if her first husband divorced her and then took her back, and then she refused him, she did mi'un with him, and if after the mi'un she marries someone else who in turn divorces her, she still may go back to her first husband. שכל היוצא במיעון, אף על פי שקדמו גט, הרי זו כמי שלא נתגרשה ממנו בגט מעולם, ומותרת לחזור לו. For any girl who leaves her husband with mi'un, even if it was preceded by a get, is considered in the same way that she was never divorced from him by way of a get, and she is permitted to go back and marry him again. Aval hamegareshet haketana beget, but someone who divorces a ketana with a get, when he said that and she married someone else and exercised her right of mi'un with the second guy, asura lahzor larishon, she is prohibited to go back and marry the first person, because she was divorced with a get from that guy, not by her exercising her right of mi'un. Even though she exercised her right of mi'un with the second guy. But again, because she was divorced with a get from the first guy, she can't go back and remarry him. Obviously, if she divorced the last guy, if the second guy divorced her, or if he died. And she is also prohibited to marry the father or son or brother of the first guy, just as the case would be with any of the other Gerushot, even though she left the second one with mi'un, because again, the first guy originally formally divorced her with a get. הלכה י"ח הממאנת ביבם אסורה לאביו מפני שנראית ככלתו בעת שמת בנו, אבל לשאר קרוביו מותרת. לפיכך אם מענה באחד מן היבמים מותרת לאחיו. If a girl refused and did mi'un to her yabam, she is forbidden to his father, because at the time of the son's death, it seemed that she was his daughter-in-law, but she may marry any of the other relatives. Therefore, if she exercised her right of mi'un with any of the other um, people who are eligible to do yibum with her, she is permitted to marry any one of his other brothers. Halacha yotet. Now we'll talk about the third topic of this chapter, something called hamtana, a waiting period with certain women before marrying them. Halacha yotet. Kol isha shenitgarisha o shenit'almena. Any woman who was divorced or became a widow, she may not be married or be betrothed. She may not be niset. A marriage can't be consummated with her, or she can't do kiddushin until there is a waiting period of 90 days, because typically after 90 days pass, or after 3 months, we can tell if this woman is pregnant or not. Aside from the day that she was divorced on, meaning that the day that she was divorced on is not counted in the 90-day waiting period. כדי שיוודע אם היא מעוברת או אינה מעוברת, להבחין בין זרעו של הראשון לזרעו של האחרון. And this 90-day period does not include the day her husband died, and also does not include the day that she was me'oreset with the new guy. Um, in order to um, in order for us to know if she is pregnant or not, so that we'll know and be able to differentiate between the child of the first husband and the child of the second husband, and when and from whom exactly the conception was with. Umiyom ketivat haget monin megoreshet. And from the day the get was written, we count 90 days for a megoreshet. Va'afilu haya al tenai, even if the gerushin was done on a condition, o shelo higia liyadah ela ahar kama shanim, even if the get did not reach her even after a few years. Miyoma ketiva monin, we count from the day the get was written. She'are eno mityahed ima mishe ketavo la, because as we mentioned, the individual who writes the get for his wife does not do yihud with her after the get was written. Halacha kaf. וגזירת חכמים היא שאפילו אישה שאינה ראויה לוולד ואפילו נתגרשה או נתאלמנה מן האירוסין צריכה להמתין 90 יום. And Chachamim established that even a woman that isn't capable of having children, even if she became divorced or if she became a widow from the Nisu'in period, that the husband in this situation, the husband was forbidden to have relations with her. Even in either of these cases, this type of woman must wait 90 days. Even if she was a minor or very old in which she could not have children, or if she was barren, or if she was an Ailonit, or if the husband was away on a journey at sea, or if he was sick, or if he was to be taken yes, or if he was confined in prison, or even if she was a betula after the Irusin, we still have this 90-day waiting period. A female servant who was freed, or a goya that became converted. ממתינים 90 יום, we still have this waiting period of 90 days for them. אפילו גר ואשתו שנתגיירה, מפרישים אותן 90 יום, כדי להבחין בין זרע שנזרע בקדושה לזרע שלא נזרע בקדושה. So too, husband and wife who converted, they must be separate for 90 days in order to distinguish between a child conceived in Kedusha while they were Jewish and a child who was conceived while they were Goyim. So too, a Eshet Yefat Toar. An Eshet Yefat Toar is a Goya that was taken captive during war, and someone saw her, had relations with her, and then desired to marry her. He does have the ability and has to take her into his house and wait a 30-day period in which she grows out her hair, grows out her nails, and mourns for her mother and father. So an Eshet Yafat Toar, even though the Torah gave her a 30-day waiting period for herself to mourn for her mother and father, and in which Chachamim hoped that the husband would not wish to marry her anymore, she still must wait 90 days for us to be sure that she doesn't have that she isn't pregnant. And the 30-day period that the Torah gave her is counted in the 90-day period Chachamim established. A girl that exercised her right of mi'un does not need to wait 90 days. Chachamim only establish this 90-day period in regards to a Gerushan, not in regards to a ממאנת. וכן המזנה אינה צריכה להמתין מפני שהיא משמרת עצמה שלא תתעבר. So to a woman who did zinut, she does not need she doesn't have this waiting period because she is very cautious with herself that she doesn't become pregnant from the zinut, and she'll do everything she can to avoid getting pregnant. וכן אנוסה ומפותה אינן צריכות להמתין. So too, a woman that was anusa, that was raped, or mefuta. Mefuta is she was seduced by someone. Do not need this 90-day waiting period. Anyone who was married by accident, for example, if she was married, if a woman married someone after and then after that, yes, if she married a woman got divorced from someone else and then married someone, and then we find that the get that she received was void, and now we find that she is forbidden to her husband. In our case, she would be forbidden to her second husband, as she is an ishet ish. Beddin had the husband dismiss her. If she was a ketana that doesn't have the capability to have children, she does not need this 90-day period. Because this isn't something that is common, and anything that isn't common, Chachamim did not make any precautionary measures. If someone did not wait the 90-day waiting period Chachamim established and went along and did kiddushin to a girl within the waiting period that she has to wait, we do nidui to that individual. If anyone remembers, in Hilchot Talmud Torah, Perek Zayin, we talked about nidui, and nidui is pretty much we distance this individual socially in a lot of different ways. Again, if anyone wants to see those details, it's Hilchot Talmud Torah Perek Zayin. Aras uvarach en menadinoto. But if he did kiddushin and then ran away, we don't do nidui to him. Kanas betoch 90 yom mafrishin otan ad achar hazeman v'ya'amod im ishto. If he did kinus within the 90-day period, again, kinus is when he brings her into his house, we separate them until the prescribed time is up, and then he may stay with his wife. Halacha kafe. Now, the last part of the chapter, Harambam will describe certain more gezerot Chachamim did in regards to women that an individual would be forbidden to marry. וכן גזרו חכמים שלא יישא אדם מעוברת חברו ומנקת חברו. ואף על פי שהזרע ידוע למי הוא. And Chachamim also established that an individual cannot marry his neighbor's woman, his neighbor's wife who was pregnant, or his neighbor's wife who was nursing, even though we know for sure whose child it is. We don't want him to marry his friend's pregnant wife, because while having relations, the child may be damaged because he isn't particular about his son's friend. Because in regards to a woman that is nursing, because her milk might spoil. And he and the new husband isn't particular and wouldn't care to heal her and to heal her milk and pay for things that would cause the milk to be enhanced or to be better. Halacha kavav v'kama hu zeman hayenika, and how much is this nursing period. 24 חודש is 24 months. חוץ מיום שנולד בו ומיום שתתארס בו. 24 months, not including the day that the child was born, and not including, from the day that she was מקודשת. כשם שאסור לישא, כך אסור לארס עד ahar zeman ze. Just as he is forbidden to consummate the marriage with this type of woman, he is also prohibited to do kiddushin with her until after this. To do kiddushin with her while until he waits this amount of time of, again, the 24 months. ואפילו נתנה בנה למניקה, או שגמלתהו בתוך 24 חודש לא תינשא. Even if the woman gave her child to a wet nurse, or if the child was weaned and stopped nursing within 24 months, she still shouldn't marry this new guy. מת בנה מותר להינשא ואין חוששים שמא תהרגנו. If the child died, she can go and marry the second guy, and we don't suspect that she will kill Hasbe Shalom, her child, in order for her to marry this second guy. Halacha Kaf Zayin, final halacha of the chapter. Avar v'nasa me'uberet o menika betoch hazeman. Yotzi beget v'afilu haya kohen. If someone violated what Chachamim said and married a me'uberet or a menika in the time in which he wasn't allowed to, he must divorce her with a get, even if he was a kohen. Im haya Yisrael yahazira achar 24 chodesh shele menika. But if he was a Yisrael, he may take her back after 24 months of her being after she was a menika. A kohen, obviously, as I believe we mentioned, is forbidden to take back his gerusha. Again, assuming she wasn't remarried. Obviously, if she was remarried, she would be prohibited to go back to the Israel as well. Nesa'ah uvarach ulahar zeman ba yeshev im ishto ve'en bekach kilum. If the individual did nisuin with this woman in the time in which he was forbidden to, and he ran away and came back after a period of time, Rabbi Yochai Makbili notes that this time period is after the 24 months passed. And so if he goes and comes back, he may take this woman who is now his wife, and it is totally fine, and we don't and there isn't any suspicion or anything prohibited in this case. And the time frame isn't relevant anymore. If someone did kiddushin with someone who was a me'uberet or a menika, and kofin oto lehotzi, we don't compel him or force him to divorce her or to dismiss her. We don't compel him to dismiss her because, again, she is only me'oreset, and they aren't living normally as a typical husband and wife would. And while she is an arusa, he is forbidden to have relations with her. That's why we don't compel him and force him to dismiss her. But we don't allow him to do kinus until after the time of the yenikah passes, or until the child passes away. Amen. Amen.